We look deeper now, into the sealed thorax, a finite reservoir of golden, wax-like lipids glows in the darkness, a biological battery ticking down from the moment of birth. Born into the deep night, majestic and doomed, there is no mouth to feed, no gut to digest. The lunar moth has 7 days to spend this inheritance, or vanish into the moss forever.
The Spanish moss hangs like heavy, wet curtains, dripping with the humidity of the southern night. This is the Cathedral of Trees, a world where the air is not empty space, but a thick, fluid ocean.
The darkness here has a weight,
pressing down on the canopy with a suffocating, humid silence. A single droplet of water slides down a fern front, collecting the moonlight in a silver sphere. In this submerged kingdom, sound travels differently. The rustle of a beetle in the leaf litter echoes like thunder, and the wind moving through the branches sounds like the deep breathing of a sleeping giant. The pale navigator clings to the bark, wings trembling as the hemolymph pumps into the veins. Survival here is usually a game of consumption, a violent exchange of energy. But for this creature, the rules are rewritten. The green phantom does not hunt. The organism simply burns. The pale green wings expand, revealing the eye spots designed to startle a predator that is not there. Every second of stillness is a waste of the golden fuel stored within. The forest floor offers no replenishment, only the damp embrace of decay, waiting to reclaim the body when the internal fire burns out. The feathery antennae unfurl, testing the viscosity of the heavy night air.
The wings strike the air, creating a low-frequency displacement. Flight in this humidity is laborious, a physical battle against the atmospheric viscosity that clings to the scales like invisible syrup. The thorax vibrates, the muscles demanding a heavy tax from the golden reserves. Without a mouth, the face is a smooth mask of alien neutrality. The pale navigator cannot drink the dew or taste the nectar. The only purpose is to convert the stored fat into motion, pushing through the fluid darkness. Dust motes dance in the moonlight, swirling in the turbulence of the heavy wake. The flight path is erratic, a desperate script written in the air. The green phantom rises toward the canopy, fighting the gravity that seeks to pull the fragile body back to the earth. The antennae are the true eyes of this creature. These complex fern-like structures sift through the heavy air, filtering millions of molecules in search of a single, specific chemical signature. The sensory bristles twitch, tasting the wind for a scent that does not yet exist. Time is the only predator that matters. The golden wax inside the thorax is dimming, the biological voltage dropping with every beat of the wings. The search is a race against the organism's own metabolism. A sudden gust of wind throws the body off course, tumbling through the Spanish moss. Recovery takes precious energy. The wings must work harder to regain altitude, burning through the lipid stores at an accelerated rate. The silent traveler is spending the very substance of life to stay aloft. The first 3 days have passed in a blur of green and shadow. The reserves are half gone. The flight becomes heavier, the air feeling thicker, as if the forest itself is trying to ground the flight. The edges of the wings are tattered, the pristine green fading to a brittle yellow. Exhaustion sets in, not as a feeling, but as a chemical reality. The muscles respond slower, the connection between the neural ganglia and the wings begins to fray. The pale navigator is running on fumes. The creature lands on a lichen-covered branch, the thorax heaving in the silence. Rest is not a relief. It is a delay. Pausing saves energy, but it wastes time. The instinct to breed overrides the instinct to conserve. The wings open again, forcing the tired body back into the fluid night. Then, a shift in the chemistry of the night. A single molecule strikes the sensory bristles. It is not a smell in the human sense, but a physical connection. A key turning in a lock. The antennae flare wide, maximizing surface area to catch the invisible ribbon. The pheromone trail hangs in the humid air like a glowing highway. A ribbon of vapor that cuts through the chaotic noise of the forest. The green phantom locks onto the signal. The target is miles away, a distance that demands everything that remains. The body must now make a choice. Conserve the last of the life force, or burn it all in one final suicidal sprint. The walls of the thorax turn transparent. We see the final reserves, the last grams of white wax liquefying instantly. The mitochondria ignite, converting the solid mass into pure, spectral kinetic energy. This is the terminal velocity of the soul. The organism is no longer sustaining itself. The creature is consuming itself. The muscles scream as they are flooded with the last of the chemical fuel. The internal glow turns a blinding white. The heat of the reaction visible through the scales. The pale navigator tears through the atmospheric viscosity, ignoring the wind, ignoring the exhaustion. The flight is no longer biological. It is mechanical, driven by the geometric certainty of the pheromone trail. The molecular bonds of the fat store shatter. The tank runs dry. The energy released is enough for exactly 300 heartbeats. The countdown begins now. The distance closes, the source of the scent appears as a pale ghost against the dark bark of an oak. The desperate flight aligns with the stationary beacon. The frantic energy stabilizes. The two bodies meet, the heavy wings overlapping, like petals closing, like rustling. The collision is silent. There is no fanfare, only the tactile confirmation of survival. The last of the kinetic energy is transferred into the stillness of the union. The burning stops. The antennae interlock. The chemical signal finally resolved into physical touch.
The purpose is fulfilled. The genetic code carried through the gauntlet of the night is passed on. The green phantom rests, the wings draped over the moss like a discarded cloak. The golden light inside the thorax is gone. The vessel is empty. The forest floor waits. The ants, the beetles, the fungi. They will claim the shell, but the spark has already flown. The silence returns, but it is no longer empty. It is pregnant with the promise of the next cycle.
Nature does not mourn the vessel. She only celebrates the transmission. The lunar moth is a fleeting thought in the mind of the forest. A beautiful 7-day flame that burns itself out to light the way for the future. As the mist reclaims the wings, we are left with a question written in the dust of the scales. Is a life measured by its duration, or by the intensity of its fire?